So today what you're going to have is you're going to work on this side of the sheet. If you haven't done so already, you should have already answered these questions. And I'm going to go over the answers on this side. And then on the other side, this is the part that you'll be doing by yourself. There are no answers that will be provided for you. I will be collecting it at the beginning of class, and I will be grading it as just what it says, a quiz. So hopefully you have your notes out, you're using your notes, you're using all the resources that you should have to be able to do this. So on this side of the paper, let's go ahead and go over the answers. It says match. So if I'm matching, trying to find the associative property of addition, obviously I'm looking for something that has addition in it. If it has multiplication like B and C and D in it, I'm not going to use those because those are showing multiplication. It clearly says addition. We should at this point know the associative property changes the grouping. So our answer would be A. Next, it says commutative property of addition. Again, I'm not going to use B, C, or D. I'll cross A out because I already used it. I'm not going to use B, C, or D because those all have multiplication in it. So I know that the commutative property says the order changes. So that's going to be E. I can cross that out. The associative property of multiplication. So obviously I'm not going to use F or G because both of those are showing addition. So the associative property changes my grouping, so that would be B. Commutative property of multiplication. Again, my order changes. I wouldn't use F or G because those have addition in it. And I'm going to choose C. Distributive property of multiplication over addition. Some of us might be wondering about that over addition. So I'm multiplying over all of the addition inside of my parentheses. So that answer for that one we'll say is F. Additive identity. Okay, so my A is, well, that wouldn't be right because that's showing multiply, isn't it? So I would say my A is maintaining its identity, so I would have G. And finally, multiplicative identity, D. Now, for these bottom set of questions, it says which is always true. If the statement is not always true, give the real numbers that make it. If the statement is not always true, give real numbers that make it not true. Okay, let's look at this. For example, A minus B equals B minus A. Not always true, because 2 minus 3 would not equal 3 minus 2. 2 minus 3 is negative 1. 3 minus 2 is 1. That's why it's not true. All right, 1 divided by P times U equals 1 divided by P times U. All right, so let's go ahead and say not always true. I'm going to say N-A-T, not always true, okay? And let's see, 1 divided by 2 times 3, 1 divided by 2, that's 1/2, times 3 is going to give me 3/2 equals 1 divided by 2 times 3. That would be 1 divided by 6. So that's not right. That's why it's not always true. D times V equals V times D. That is true, no matter what. U times 1 equals U. That is true. And let's go ahead with these, identify the property. This is my commutative of multiplication. This would be my identity of multiplication. Let's see. K divided by 1 equals 1 divided by K. Not always true. See how this division stuff is not working very well for us. So it's not always true because I'm just going to use simple numbers. 2 divided by 1 would not equal 1 divided by 2. I guess up here I should have put a line through my equal sign as well. Let's see. E times the quantity G plus U equals EG times EU. That's true. And that's my distributive property. H minus J equals J minus H. Not always true. So 2 minus 1 would not equal 1 minus 2. Let's see. P plus 2 equals P. Not always true. Because 1 plus 2 would not equal 1. Let's see. G plus the quantity N plus R equals the quantity of G plus N plus R. That's true. And that's our associative property. And if you're not sure, you could always substitute numbers in and see. Let's see, Z times the quantity D plus J equals Z times D plus J. That is not always true. You cannot combine the associative property of multiplication and addition together. For instance, 1 times 2 plus 3, that's 1 times 5, right? That does not equal, 1 times 5 is 5. That does not equal 1 times 2 plus 3. Well, in that case, it did. Let's try another one. 2 times 4 plus 3 equals 2 times 4 plus 3. Let's see. 4 plus 3 is 7, so it'd be 17. 2 times 4 is 8. 8 plus 3 is 11. That wouldn't work. It actually does work with this, but I guess that's why we say not always true. It might be true in some cases, but it's not always true because of this rule. All right, here we have it's true, and that's our associative property. Y times 8 equals Y. Not always true, especially if Y is 2. 2 times 8 does not equal 2. And B plus 0 equals B. True, because that's our identity property of addition. And finally, N plus S equals S plus N. That is true. And that is our commutative property. Okay, so now that we've gone over this, I want you to go ahead and use this example, okay? Use this example to answer the problems on this next page, okay? It's pretty much the exact same thing that we just did. There's just different examples, different problems down below, but you're going to say either not always true or true, and if it is true, you identify the property where it can be used. Thank you.